Hey, my name's Harrison, and I got a question to ask you. Have you really ever considered your place in society? But what I mean by this is not necessarily like, oh, I'm rich, I'm poor. Like, what are you actively doing? Like, are you doing what you want to do? Are you pushing for the things you'd like to achieve? And I feel like a majority of people are just very complacent. They're just not really pushing themselves to do anything of, I'd say, what they'd like. Or if they are, it's just not as good, at least from what I've witnessed. And I feel like that's just something I really hate, and I don't like seeing that. I feel like a lot of people could be achieving a lot more than what they want to put themselves to, but they just don't ever put in the effort to get what they want. And I feel like a lot of people are unwilling to do the things they'd love to do. And I feel like there's definitely ways people could be looking at it they just refuse to do. I'd like to give you some different perspectives or things like that. It might help you change the way you view things. So I hope this may change that for you. One of my favorite ways I've seen where someone's expressed this will is with Friedrich Nietzsche's. Uh, my bad if I butchered it at all, but his his book, The Will to Power, describes a way I feel like a lot of people could live their lives in a way to kind of shape the way they want to live. Um, Pretty much what he says in his beliefs are it's the drive for living things to expand and like create, to grow, to become stronger and express their strength. Not necessarily like I'm going to become the most powerful person of all, like in political sense, or like world domination, but more like personal self mastery, creativity, like artistic beliefs, confidence, just a drive to achieve the things you'd want to achieve. And a good way of looking at it would be we got two people, and let's say they both failed their math test, absolutely bombed it. Now, one person might look at that situation and be like, damn, I'm so stupid. I should just give up. I really, I really don't know what to do now. I guess that's it for me. I guess I'm going to be stupid forever. But then the other person will look at the situation and be like, oh, okay, I'm seeing this. I'm seeing what I did. What can I do to expand and grow on this and become a stronger version of myself? So with that example I just gave you, person number two would have had the greater will there, and from Nietzsche's perspective, pretty much. And I feel like that just kind of shows you a good idea of what I'm trying to put out here. Um, some other examples would be some type of artist creating a masterpiece of a painting, or a scientist pursuing discovery of some type of new element or something like that. Someone overcoming their greatest fears, or even someone inventing something for like a, I don't know, just invented something. The super clock tells you the clock digits in cursive or something. I don't know, but either way, that's all technically like someone's will to power. They're pursuing something they want to do. They're creating something. They're driving forth. Unlike most people, are kind of not like, yeah, I'm an accountant. I'm just doing numbers all day, back and forth, back and forth. Like what? Ev- Anyone can do that type of stuff if they take their time to go and learn it. What is? It's obviously providing stuff to society, but like, how is that going to drive anything forward? Really, it's just silly to me. I mean, no shame to people that do that, but it's just not something I can really see myself doing. Maybe not. Okay, not. I could do it, but I don't think it's something that people should be pursuing that much. I feel like they should be pursuing things that very much they can be passionate about. And there aren't really breaks with his belief. It's not like, okay, now that I did my big goal, I'm gonna go rest now. It's now okay, I did this goal, on to the next big project of mine. I'm gonna start. I just discovered a new continent. Let's go discover a new planet or something. Like you're going for the next bigger thing. It's always like I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep working towards it. I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep pursuing. And another work of fiction of I really love is Berserk, and I feel like the two main driving forces of it, um, they do a really good job of kind of showing what I'm trying to say. So this book, Berserk, It's pretty much this one of the darkest fantasy mangas out there. Very violent, very brutal, very gory, and you got two big people. You got yourself Guts, who's this big, big evil black sword. He's not evil, but he's a big, intimidating swordsman dude. His whole thing is he will super strong, super powerful, tears through anything. Um, like imagine a tank or something versus like a coughing baby. That's kind of what he's like for most situations. But in this situation, the coughing baby is Guts, and he's winning. Like that's the type of stuff it is. Like he's crazy like that. He's fighting dragons, monsters. It's like really sick. I love it. And then you got Griffith over here, super charming, super charismatic dude, and um, he he's like the leader of the group that Guts is with, the Band of the Hawks, and he is super persistent in what his goals are, and very smart, very tactical. He's like a general. He'll be sending. He's like, yeah, we're gonna go attack these guys. He does some crazy formation thing. Like one instance, he kind of used the fact that he had relationships with like a leader to lure him out of his castle for like a pretty much impenetrable base. Lure him out of his castle. Um, have his army surround his the gen his opponent's castle from the other side and like completely take over his base, stranded them, and then the dude came over to Griffith and he absolutely was like, yo, bro, I love you, man. Please, I don't even care about the castle. You can have it. Just let me be with you, bro. You're so cool and awesome. And he's like, nah, and then he just kills him. It was insane, and it's like, bro, he absolutely destroyed the castle. Barely, he obviously lost men, but it's like complete victory, pretty much. He won the war off of that stuff, and with this book, you got Guts and Griffith, who at the start are very much allies, and Guts is very close to him. He's like they're pretty much best friends. They're very very close relationship. And then what happens is Guts ends up leaving because he thought they pretty much won his kingdom, and he did not realize how important he was to Griffith, and this kind of broke him. And he made a little blunder where he did some stuff, and then he got pretty much the king. He slept with the king's daughter, got thrown in prison for it, and then the king's like, "Yo, I'm not proud of you, man." And he kind of tortured him for a year, and then Guts comes back a year later, goes and saves him, and Griffith's like a disheveled version of himself. And this is where things start to get a little fun and a little bit less more realistic and a lot more like, oh, okay, so there's demons and monsters now that Guts is gonna start killing. He starts. This thing happens where um, Griffith has the option to sacrifice his entire army to gain his dream. Now, what is his dream, you may be asking you? To become the king. Very hard dream. He was pretty much on the doorsteps of achieving it and then failed. And he has a new opportunity to do it again. And because of his will, Griffith's will, and his determination to achieve this dream, he does it. He sacrifices everyone and everything to achieve this. Guts, all his other characters, not his other names, but like all the other ones, all gone just so he can become king. Now Guts here, his whole thing is he likes to swing a big sword around. Guts is out here fighting all of these demons and monsters because like as soon as he says yes, you can, I want to be king, they can go take from the dudes. All of his army becomes branded a sacrifice, and demons come and start eating them. It's crazy. And Guts is out here killing like all of them, getting all bloody and stuff. It's like grah, 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 big old fight and stuff. And at one point, Griffith has been reborn as this demon, Femtos or something like that. And he comes over to Griffith, and he has his love interest, and he starts doing some brutal stuff to her. And this pretty much fully enrages Guts. It's like the most brutal betrayal someone could do to someone else. And this gives Guts his own will. And this will, I'd like to call it, is a will of revenge, where his whole goal now is to kill Griffith for what he did, It's not even like, yeah, man, pretty messed up. It's unforgivable. Like there's literally nothing else. This is his whole purpose now. Just get rid of this dude. Before it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna start swinging my sword around. I'm gonna start swinging my sword around, do some cool stuff. Now it's I'm killing him. He has to die. And that's where it is. It's Guts pushing for victory, and then Griffith. No, Guts pushing to kill Griffith, and now Griffith pushing for to become king. Now, what these two do, they contrast each other so perfectly. Their dynamic, their bond, and their wills are truly one of a kind. Guts will be doing literally kill like monsters 200 feet tall if it stands in his way between him and Griffith. And Griffith will do absolutely anything it takes to achieve his dreams. And both of these wills are incredible, and I feel like there's a lot you could take out of that. And I'm gonna go back to Nietzsche's here with one of his other ideas because I feel like this is more of a fictitious thing, and this is something much more real. It's something you can achieve that is like a better idea, which is called the Ubermensch. So this is kind of Superman. That's what it means in English. And the Ubermensch at its core is someone who is willing to create their own rules and own values and adhere to them. And they live creatively and embrace life to the fullest. And they transform all the suffering they have into strength. And it's kind of very beautiful what they do, I'd say. It's very much like I will take everything that comes into me and output the best version of what I've had that gone into me. It's much more like much more his ideas, it came from his thought that God is dead. And pretty much not necessarily like, oh, the God is dead. It's like more like modern science is what is taken over. He created this stuff back in the 1800s when people were like transitioning between more modern stuff from like the more like medieval times, I guess. And they're kind of using modern science to kind of justify their things, critical thinking, reasoning, logic, and not just like praise Jesus. Jesus said this, so we must follow his laws and commandments, or Moses gave us these 10 things and we got to do them. I'm not too religious, so I'm probably not the best person to ask. And they will then go and transform all of these things of like all of these things and create their own will, kind of like God, because God made his own rules, and now you're making them yourself for you. You live life the way you want to live it. Um, they create their own path, if that makes sense. And the Ubermensch transforms anything obstacle they might encounter, anything that gets in their way, um, and trying to put it into creativity and their own vision. They are someone who will say yes to life fully and will embrace everything they have to its fullest. And they are not some type of god. They're not a celebrity. They're not some dictator or some big old powerful CEO. It's just someone who lives the way they'd want to live. They are the version of themselves that they want to be, not the version of themselves they were born as, where their parents shaped them, the version of themselves that they themselves shaped brick by brick, piece by piece, through all of their struggles and worths. They chose the life they wanted to live. The Ubermensch is kind of their version of a human being who creates the meaning and transforms it into their selves. So, what might I be trying to get at with all this stuff, this little nonsense? Um, Stop being a sheep. Stop following other people around. Create your own will. Go get your own passions. Let I mean, you obviously can have other people help with it, but do what you want. I mean, do the things you enjoy the most. Try to strive for anything you want. And what I like to call it would be an unbreakable will, a will to truly, like, nothing can stop you. You will do whatever it takes to achieve your dreams. And I feel like that's something a lot of people should be willing to do. If it even means throwing away all the money, the love, wealth, all that stuff, you should throw that stuff away to achieve the things you want to achieve. You have one life. All we know, we have one life. You're going off of logic. I'm going off of logic, and you have one life. You have one life. Live it to the fullest. You shouldn't be really sacrificing it for someone you don't like. I'm obviously still struggling with this, and I know it's something I want to work on. I imagine a lot of people are too. But don't just throw your life away doing stuff you don't enjoy. Maybe a few things you enjoy are like blowing up school buildings or punching babies. Maybe don't do that. But for people with normal dreams, try to pursue those. And even if your dreams are something crazy like that, do it in a way where you're able to like get away with it. Go make a robot baby you can punch. I mean, little more humane. I don't know if we're gonna have robot laws in the future, but it's more humane than that. A Create a fever dream of a will so out of your mind that it's practically impossible for you to reach. But the thing is, it's practically impossible. If it's still possible, you should still try to achieve it. And I feel like you should strive for whatever your goals are and push yourself to the most extent you are willing to do. Don't be the sheep. Be the wolf that surpasses the sheep and I don't know, leads them to victory or something. Be the goat sheep, the super sheep. I don't know. Keep pushing. I don't know. But if you want to take away one thing from this video, the one thing I want you to take away is pursue your dreams and your goals to the fullest and try your best to not let anyone distract you. Have a good one.